This episode is brought to you by Scribe. Scribe is my premium, high-level training for aspiring authors and accomplished authors. For a number of years, Scribe has been a live event, but recently we've put the entire training online, so no more airfare expenses or hotel fees, no more face diapers, no more fear of catching a disease that was spawned by some guy who decided to eat a bat. You can watch the training videos and download the notes as well as the cheat sheets, all from the comfort of your own home. Plus, you'll receive over $6,000 in bonuses, which includes a private Facebook group where you will receive further coaching and connect with everyone who has gone through the training in the past. Scribe covers everything from how to write a successful book, to how to finish it, to how to get it published, and the hard part, how to promote it so that people beyond your family and best friends will want to buy it. Head over to attendscribe.com. Attendscribe, all one word, .com, and you can read all about it, including testimonials from those who have gone through the training. Hi, fun seekers. Welcome to another edition of the Christ is All podcast. Today I want to talk to you about something that is very close to my heart, and this is one of those episodes that you will want to share with other people who you believe fit the mold regarding the topic that I'm going to speak about. You can call this passing the torch. The phrase passing the torch is a commonly used metaphor to depict the act of passing on a charge or a responsibility to another individual. The metaphor comes from the ancient Greek torch races, where one runner passed a lighted torch to another who carried it further. I've been giving a lot of thought to the idea of passing the torch when it comes to the Lord's work. Over the last 5+ years, a number of God's choicest servants have passed on, and a few of them never passed the torch on to a younger soul. In fact, I would dare say it's more than a few. This, in my view, is a great tragedy, and it's one of the reasons why the Lord's highest work has only been moved in millimeters instead of miles. Some time ago, I was having lunch with a friend who told me about a dream Miles Monroe had before he passed away. Now, I realize some of you may not like the late Miles Monroe. Just put that aside. That's not the point. The point is the dream. Miles saw an Olympic runner lying in a coffin with his hands clutched to a baton. His fists were holding the baton so tightly that it was no small task to pry it from his hands. The point of the dream was that many of the Lord's servants refused to pass the torch on to the younger generation. When my friend told me this story, he was not aware that this subject had been on my mind all year. A number of the Lord's choicest vessels will pass on in the coming day. The question is, will they pass the torch on to another servant of God, or will it die in their hands? Let me make some observations about that question, 2 in particular. Observation 1. Whenever a servant of God refuses to pass the torch, it's virtually always because of one of 3 reasons. Arrogance. The servant thinks too highly of himself. His inflated view blinds him from recognizing and honoring the Lord's calling, gifting, and operation in other people, especially the person to whom God has called him to hand the torch. So in his eyes, no one is worthy enough, which reveals a stunning lack of self-awareness. The other reason why some leaders refuse to pass the torch is jealousy. The servant of God does not wish to share the glory with anyone else. When others demonstrate signs of God's anointing and favor, instead of cheering them on, they turn green. And the last reason why some refuse to pass the torch is ignorance. The idea of passing on the knowledge, experience, and charge of their ministries to someone younger never crosses their minds, so it all dies with the older servant of God. By contrast, servants of the Lord who have leveled their egos at the cross, including the jealousy and arrogance that goes with it, are eager to pass the torch on. This brings me to observation 2. A servant of God who is unwilling to pass the torch will often have it taken from them because the person whom God destined to carry it will end up seizing it. While God's highest and best is for the older to willingly pass the torch on to the younger, the call of God will sometimes compel the younger to grasp the torch nonetheless. Even though this isn't the ideal and it contains its own drawbacks, it's far better for the advance of the kingdom than allowing the torch to disappear in the grave. In light of all of this, I wish to issue an indelible challenge to every servant of God, both young and old. If God has handed you a torch to bear during your lifetime, make the decision now that you will not allow arrogance, jealousy, or ignorance to keep you from passing it on to someone else. If you die with it in your hands, it only reveals one thing. You never understood that it wasn't yours to begin with. And to all younger servants of God, this would be pastors, missionaries, teachers, people who have a traveling ministry, even professors in seminaries and Bible colleges, church planters, etc. To all who are younger, find an older laborer in the Lord's vineyard whom you respect, who has a unique contribution and God's favor clearly on their life, and be intentional about reaching out to them directly. So when the time comes for them to pass the torch on, you will be on their radar. Of course, I would add a caveat, and that is do not approach someone who is inaccessible. Christian celebrities are a dime a dozen, and in my judgment, if they're inaccessible and you cannot reach them because they're so popular, that is evidence that you do not want to take the torch from them in the first place. Point is, the world is dying to find men and women who are burning, firebrands who can rain glory down from heaven and preach like a house on fire. But such rare souls must find mentors who are older, more seasoned, more experienced. If not, they will eventually flame out, sometimes in ways they will regret for the rest of their lives. I sincerely hope that this episode reaches the ears of some younger servants of the Lord who have no one in their lives by which to mentor them. Unfortunately, this whole business of being mentored is not even on the radar of many young Christian leaders. And by mentoring and passing the torch on, I'm not talking about your seminary professor that you listen to on video or in class. I'm talking about something far more personal and far more in-depth. Until next time, be good. Hey guys, this is a postscript just before you head out and we part ways. I've created a bundle of free resources. This would include my other podcasts, the YouTube channel, several free ebooks, free seminars, and other free resources. And you can find all of that at frankviola.com. And if you go to frankviola.com, you will see in the top menu a link that says free stuff. You just click on that and you will be taken to the free resources page. Also, a number of you have asked if you could donate to help defray the costs of the podcasts and also to express appreciation for the value that you've been receiving. You're under no obligation to donate. I don't ask for donations, but should you have it on your heart to do so, you can go to frankviola.us. That's frankviola.us, and that will take you to a donate page. There's 3 different options you can use to donate, all of them simple. Thank you very much, and God bless.